You're listening to a Frequency Podcast Network production.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Welcome to Friday. My name is Brock.
I'm Dalby.
We're doing a special unsanctioned podcast today because, well, Dalby, technically you're on the road to Rock on the River right now.
That's right. I'm here, but I'm not here at the time that you're listening / watching this. I'm off on Ontario's beautiful highways. I can't wait.
And we're doing this because people always complain when one of us isn't here that they hate the solo podcast.
It's just not the same when it's not the two of you.
So figured just record one in advance there.
It's my favorite because people will say that, and like they're saying it with the best of intentions. They're saying that they like the show. They like it when it's the two of us. And what they don't realize is it is devastating to the one of us that is still working trying to put out the solo stuff.
Well, think about it in like wrestling terms. Nobody was really a big fan of like Scotty Too Hottie on his own, you know? Like
Listen,
without Rikishi.
You tell that to all of the big Scotty Too Hottie fans out there that still wish for the worm to this day.
I like to consider myself the Scotty Too Hottie to your Rikishi. So
hang on now. That feels like a fat joke.
I mean, I wasn't meaning it like
There's
that.
so many tag teams throughout the history of wrestling that split up and went their own separate ways. Why did you pick the one with the big fat guy?
Sorry, I'm the Jeff to your Matt. Like,
still the fat guy. Well, it's not the same, but it's still, he's the fatter.
I guess, yeah. I'm the Christian to your Edge. Is that it?
I'll take that. I'll take that one.
One thing I didn't want to talk about is I saw something that I haven't seen in a long time. I saw kids playing street hockey the other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and in my neighborhood, the 4 years that I've lived there, I've never once seen kids. Like, I actually came down the road and they had to move the net and stuff. And
You
I
were
was
the
like,
car.
Man, why don't kids play street hockey anymore? Is that just because hockey's dying off in Canada?
I don't think so. I feel like hockey, especially street hockey, might be the only affordable way to play hockey now.
Yeah.
But I honestly think it's because the drivers have gotten so much worse.
True.
I mean, I would be hesitant to let my kids go play in the street the way that we used to. You know, things moved a little bit slower. God, I sound like an old fucking man right now, but like out on the roads, cars are moving faster, traffic is heavier. I just wouldn't trust my kids to be out there in the street.
But even like I see people with basketball nets in their driveway, and I never see kids like shooting hoops anymore. Like that was kind of the thing, was like you just palled up with all the kids on your street and like hockey, basketball, skateboarding was the other big one, man. We'd wax a curb, whatever, or like one kid would have one of those X Factor ramps. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That black ramp. Oh, that's responsible for so many kids getting taken out.
Absolutely. Like we had a basketball net above our driveway, and I had the old KFC Shaquille O'Neal palm ball, and like kids from the neighborhood would come over, like kids I wasn't even like friends with. If a game started and you were walking by, you'd be like, "Hey, can I jump in?" Whereas, I can think of 5 separate nets in my neighborhood, and I have yet to see, in the 4 years I've been living in my house, I've yet to see a single shot taken on any of them.
There was a sweet challenge, or like not challenge, like a trend that was going on online back in, I want to say 2016, because I was living in BC, and it was when you're walking home from the bar, if you find a basketball net, go and dunk on it. And me and my buddy were walking home from the bar, and we were like watching these videos, and I'm like, I have a basketball back at my house.
Yeah.
And so like we went around the neighborhood just dunking on nets at like 2 a.m. Some guy came outside and was like, "What are you guys doing?" We were like, "Ah."
I mean, if you're going to put a basketball net out in public, you have to be prepared for someone to try and shoot on it. 2 a.m. dunks, maybe a little aggressive. I guess my real question is, how low were the nets that you were dunking
They
on?
were all pretty low.
I'm trying to picture you hitting up regulation-sized nets. Like, you're not touching rim. What are we talking about here?
Dude, being able to touch rim was such a flex in gym class.
I hated it because I was, like, I'm 6'3" now, but even in high school, I was like 5'10", 5'11", bordering on 6 by the time I graduated. but I have such a bad vertical that I still couldn't touch the rim. I could get net.
I don't think I've ever seen you jump before, thinking about it now.
There's not a lot of times in my life or scenarios that call for me to leave the ground, so I try to stay pretty rooted as it is.
Random thought, when is the last time that you've jumped?
That's, oh God, I mean...
It's a great question to actually ask anyone.
It's probably like, would you count a trampoline? Because like I've been on trampoline at like trampoline parks.
Oh, you must be the double bounce king.
Oh, no, because I wouldn't get on someone's like recreational backyard trampoline.
Yeah.
Because those things have weight limits.
Oh,
and
you're talking about like the trampoline park that you take your kids to?
If I take the kids to the trampoline park, I'm gonna sneak a little bounce in there, but you can't double bounce because you can't be on the same trampoline.
Yeah.
So they'll kick you out for that. So I just, just a quick little hop and then, all right, back to solid ground for this guy. At some point it's the knees, right? Like, I'm in my 40s now. I played a lot of sports as a kid and always the worst position. I was a back catcher. I did curling. I did basketball. I was under the net. Volleyball. I was the goalie in a bunch of sports. So, like, at this point, if I jump without real care, caution, and forethought, it could all end. Like, it could be all over.
I'm trying to think of the last time I had to jump over something. I mean... doing like box jumps at the gym, I guess, but that's about it.
And even then, like I couldn't tell you the last time that was in my repertoire at the gym. I'm more root your feet and push weight,
I think at a certain age, like your knees don't go past a certain height.
They don't need to. There's nothing in my life that would be better if I was jumping. There's no scenario in my life that I'm like, man, I really feel like I'm missing out on something by not being a big jump guy.
Actually, you know what? I've gone to concerts where they're like jump around. Are you just like a tippy toes kind of guy?
You know what? When you're 6'3", I don't have to jump. I just bend my knees and bob a little bit, and everyone else is jumping around me, and we all look like we're the same height.
Yeah.
We all look like we're taking part in the exercise, and I don't have to risk getting air.
I want to see you on the trampoline now. I want to see you in slam ball. Didn't they bring that back?
They did for a little bit. I feel like it died again, or at least it's not anything anyone's talking about.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like there was a time in my life where I was a big trampoline kid. I was doing like flips and dives, and my buddies and I would wrestle on the trampolines, like do WWE moves and stuff. And now I'm like missionary trampoline only. Like it's just straight up and down bounces.
I will say there's something about like an athletic moving big guy.
Oh yeah.
Like there's this dude I follow on TikTok and he's like a pretty bigger lad and like rips it on a skateboard. Breaks a lot of boards for sure. But there's something, I don't know. There's so like, I don't know the word I'm looking for. Like it's like a suaveness kind of,
It's majestic is what it is. When you see like, even you mentioned skateboards. There was that video that went viral a handful of years ago. It was just a dude in a skate park on rollerblades. And he comes up the lift, does a backflip, shirtless, hairy gut hanging out in the wind.
Peak male performance.
And that's what he goes. He goes up to the camera. He's like, you might not like it, but this is what peak male athleticism looks like. And it's like, it's same with the NFL. Like, what's the best play in the NFL? A fat guy touchdown.
I will say fat guys are kind of disappearing from the NFL. You remember like linemen back in the day, like a Vince Wilfork?
Yeah.
Just barrel city out there. Like you can tell these guys obviously like, they're in the gym, but they're mostly just putting on pounds, eating food.
That's just it.
Every lineman's lean as fuck now.
They used to be, we would just find the biggest kids from every high school in America and we would teach them how to block. We just needed meat between the defense and the quarterback. But then as everything gets more competitive, the league gets bigger, football becomes a bigger thing, then you've got, you're 300 pounds, but you're shredded 300 pounds. Well, certainly I'm going to take you over the 400-pound guy. I need to give oxygen after every 4 downs.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and it's kind of, it sounds dumb to say because, like, you'd think with everybody becoming more athletic, more everything, you would think it would make the sport better, but, like, am I wrong to say that it's taken away some of the, like, the cool factor from football? Like, you used to be able to sit and watch on the couches. You'd watch a guy fucking pancake block somebody with his shirt hiked up over his gut because he was overheating, and you were like, that's my guy right there.
Fat kids don't have anything to be relatable to
We don't
anymore.
have anyone to look up to anymore because football got sexy, curling got sexy. Where's the fat representation in sports?
It is funny because, like, there was, and I hate saying that, there's like fat kid sport positions.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Like you said, soccer goalie is kind of like one of them. I think the lineman was another one as well. But there's also like tall kids get stuck in positions. Like I remember my buddy Gerald. I know you listen to the podcast, you lanky bastard. They just put him in the key in grade 8 basketball. And like, I mean, no disrespect, homie. You're not a baller, but like, guy could get some rebounds, man.
Brother, same. Like I said, like I was 6 feet tall in like grade 10, grade 11, and I was uncoordinated and terrible at basketball, but I still got starting center minutes because they would just kick the ball out to the key, and guys were shooting like it was Steph Curry. Everyone's going for threes because I'm down under the net, boxed up against some 5-foot fuck-all kid from Yellowknife. I'm like, I'm going to get the rebound. That's going to be my ball.
You're
Thank
like
you.
Escalade from the And One mix tour, but without the handles at all.
Well, and that's just it. Every time I would get the rebound, you'd think I would just put it back up, but no, I kick it out because I'm
Straight pass.
I'm Angel Reese. I'm getting me bounds all day down here.
Yeah. Steve Kerr mentality, pass the ball, or Steve Nash mentality.
I'm just a team player. What can I say?
When I played grade 9 football, it was funny. All the skinny kids were cornerbacks.
Right, yeah,
When we had the depth chart before a game, there'd be like 8 strings, and it was just like all the boniest motherfuckers. Because it's like they're still going to collect your money for high school football.
Yep.
But like no one ever played. We'd have like 16 different cornerbacks or whatever out there. Like,
and then if you were a lanky, skinny kid, then you were a receiver. Go out and get the ball. If you had a little bit of meat on your bones, okay, we'll move you into tight end. And then if you were short and had meat on your bones, now you're a running back.
it pissed me off because like I wasn't a big kid in grade 9, but there was a point where like I was playing defensive end, which I had no business playing at all.
Just to interject, you're not a big kid now. Carry on.
Sure. Guts a little bit bigger than it was in grade 9, but still. But like halfway through the season, and I know I've talked about this on the show, they were like, we want you to be our center next year. Like,
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm barely playing. Why?
Sounds terrible.
So we had this one exhibition against, I think it was like a high school from Kitchener or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And me, former CFL legend Kwaku Boateng. Do you know who that is?
I do, but CFL legend might be a little gratuitous.
He won Rookie of the Year playing for Edmonton, actually.
Fair point.
So going back, they said he was going to be the quarterback for our next season, and then I was going to be the center. So they had us doing like snaps and practices, and then they ended up having this exhibition game with another high school, and it's like pissing rain outside. And I just remember like going down for the first snap. I'm so tiny, all the huge linemen beside me going up against their line.
Right.
And I'm like, oh crap. I put my hand on the ball. And if you've ever played football before, the quarterback, when he goes for the snap, he actually puts his hand like right in between like the gooch.
Yeah, clamshell format with the hands out and just tucked in tight.
Dude, so cold in the rain. This guy's long ass fingers slide right in between my butt cheeks and my balls. And I kind of like did like a little like, ooh. And he tickled his fingers on my balls. And I was like, huh. And he goes, ready, set.
And that's when you're on the line, you gotta be set. You can't move. Any movement is an offside.
I'm controlling the ball, dude. And he's got to control my balls at the same time.
You are one muscle twitch away from a false start penalty, and he's back there going,
Yeah, and then we go back to the huddle, and he's like, I tickled your balls. And I was like... And then I used to watch CFL games, and I'd be like, that guy had me.
I remember the feel of that, man.
Yeah. Hey, I've been closer to that guy than a lot of people were in the league,
Yeah, that's the problem with sports is we put on tight pants and we get real close to each other, and then people have to make comments and innuendos and things like that. It's like, why can't we just be out here having fun?
I'm not going to lie. I legit, and I'm pretty sure most of my friends, we all played grade 9 football on the sole basis of you just got to miss school. We realized that it's like, like a lot of the games are in the afternoon or whatever. You get like a Friday off kind of shit. And it was like, we were all terrible. And I remember at the end of it, they're like, you guys all coming back for grade 10? And I was like, fuck this. You gotta practice every day after school. It's like, I just want to go smoke weed, man. Do you know how much it sucked, like skipping a period and then like getting high or whatever, which kids you shouldn't do.
No,
all right,
yeah,
all right.
yeah, good.
Don't do what I do.
Good save. Yeah, good job. Yeah.
But we used to, skip class, go and burn one at my buddy Gazzola's house, and then it'd be like, well, you can't miss football practice because they're gonna be pissed, and then they'll run you like a dog.
That's just it, right? The punishment for not coming to football practice was a worse football practice.
Going to football practice burnt out, and then having the older kids just like toss you around, man. Oh my God.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like everybody has their own reason for getting into sports, right? Whether it's just something you're a fan, you want to play it yourself, maybe it runs in the family, my old man did this or whatever. Or like you said, it was something to get out of going to school. But that's where you find out who's like invested in it, who's in this because they really want to be here. Because as soon as it gets not fun, you're just like, fuck this.
There were like some like serious football kids there, and they'd be like getting all like worked up and shit, and you're like, dude, fucking relax. We suck.
That's the toughest part, man. Like, I played a lot of sports in my school days because in Hay River, if you didn't play hockey, you had to play on the high school sports teams if you wanted to get out of town at all, right? Like, we would do tournaments out of town. So I played volleyball, soccer, and basketball every year, just for 3 road trips to get the fuck out of town and go somewhere.
Yeah, and there's also like 20 kids at your school, so pretty easy to make the team.
100%.
Right? Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
But then you'd have like these people who like this fucking ball is life mentality, and we're playing in like some podunk
There's
tournament.
no scouts coming out to those games.
We're drastically overmatched by the bigger schools. There would be like teams from the Yukon and Alaska would come in for the soccer tournaments, and Yellowknife was like the big city with a way bigger population. So we were just going up to go. But you'd have that one kid that was taking it too seriously. And it's like, what's the line from Superbad? Like, fucking relax, Greg. It's soccer.
Yeah.
Like, I joined the team so that I could go to Yellowknife and go to the fucking San Francisco in the mall and buy weird shit. Not because I thought this was going to lead to a World Cup.
It is weird because in movies, they make it seem like high school sports is such a big thing, which in the States it is, I guess.
Right, yeah, not so much. It's a little bit, but it's not on the same level.
But like all the kids that were serious about football in my high school were like fucking losers, dude. Like, you know how in high school movies they make it look like the jocks with the Leatherman jackets? It was like the kids who took football seriously in high school, you were like, all right, man, relax.
yeah, in the movie, they walk through the hall and like everyone stops at the lockers like, oh, there goes Tad.
These guys got
He's
no
the
bitches.
quarterback.
I'm telling you, I'm being serious.
You're telling me Milton, Ontario high school quarterback doesn't pull?
The only people that is going to your game is your fucking mom, man. I remember thinking, like, I was like, oh, this is going to be so sick. And then it's like, nobody cares.
No.
Like, nobody. The people look at you and they're like, you're on the football team?
Well, you ruined it for everybody else. They're like, well, if you're the center, what's the rest of the team look like?
Yeah.
Milton's not going to the championship this year.
Yeah. I would love to live in the States, though, because, I mean, dude, it's like small towns will have like 10,000 people come out to a football game. Some dude that's just a mechanic. Like, he lives and breathes whatever that high school football team is doing.
Poke high football. Yeah. Like, it's all they talk about is like, I had a moment of glory on the high school football team 35 years ago, and I still think about it to get to sleep with a smile.
But imagine how weird it would be if I came into work and I'm like, you hear about like Jesse Tomlinson, like that 16-year-old kid from KVI over there? What a stud. Like,
although, I mean, we kind of do that with hockey here in Canada.
Junior hockey, yeah.
That's the thing, right? Is like people from coast to coast to coast will gather around their TV set during Christmas holidays for can't miss programming so they can yell at 16-year-olds who don't clear the puck properly.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's like we don't have the
just
same,
different sport.
We don't have the same, but even with hockey, like it's not quite the same culture of like you and I wouldn't just randomly go to a minor league hockey game the way that Americans would go to a Pop Warner football game even if their kid's not playing.
Yeah.
Like even like I coached that soccer team for my son who is on vacation, but we had a game yesterday, so I still went and coached, even though my kid wasn't there. And walking out onto a field full of children with no child, I felt like what it must be like to be a grown-up trying to get into a Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
I'm like, I feel like a threat.
It is a weird thing to do. Like, if I just pulled up at your kid's soccer game, I mean, I
Right.
guess it's like, hey, I'm here for Dalby. But if I'm like sticking around for the next game,
Right.
people are like, what are you doing?
You live next to a field. Imagine if they had minor soccer out back and you just like hopped the fence with a chair and started watching. People would be like, someone keep an eye on that guy.
Dude, so awkward. There's a high school by my place.
Yeah.
And for some reason, they don't let the girls' rugby team play on the football field.
Oh, okay.
So they make them practice at the park behind our house.
Oh, so there are youth sports behind your house.
And I'll tell you, the amount of times that, like, in the spring, I'd go outside, just go, like, smoke a joint out on the deck or
Yeah.
whatever. And then, like, all of a sudden, I realize I'm just standing there, and there's this high school girls' rugby team. And I'm like, I must look so creepy right now.
You're not doing anything. You're not even watching. But from the outside optics, you look like a piece of shit.
The worst was there's this one time my dog Murphy came, and I'm like, oh, aren't you so pretty?
No.
Oh, you beautiful girl. Like, I'm like talking her up and stuff. I'm like, who's my pretty little girl? And I look up, and
15-year-old runs by.
they're like having a water break, and I'm like, I'm just going to go inside.
Well, the good news is you're always going to have somebody watching your house. It will be a police officer, but they'll keep you safe.
The one good thing about like living next to the park is, and I've said it before, me and Courtney at this point, like, we don't think we're going to have kids. We
yeah.
kind of ruled it out that if somehow I sneak one past the goalie,
Things happen.
you know, like if it happens, it happens. Then like whatever, we'll be parents to a kid, and
Sure.
or maybe I'll leave and see him on draft day. Who knows? But but the one benefit of living next to a park is those days when, you know, we do have conversations sometimes where it's like, oh, you know, it'd be nice to have a kid, or, you know, give my parents grandkids or something like that. And then I go outside and I sit on the deck and I watch the kids play baseball, like, and just like spaz out. And I'm like, fuck that.
Dude, even as someone who has 2 kids and a stepkid now, I go and I coach soccer, and I'm in charge of like 7 9-year-olds trying to put a soccer team together.
Yeah.
And I go and I get back in the car afterwards with just my son, and I'm just like, oh God, they're all the worst.
Yeah, dude, even on the weekend, I went and hung out with my buddy, and like he's got a newborn, I think like 6 months old. Beautiful kid.
Yeah.
And we're sitting there and we're having a beer and stuff, and he's got the baby in his hand, and she's so cute. And I was kind of having those thoughts of like, oh man, that's beautiful, right?
That could be me.
Then all of a sudden, like, his missus comes outside and starts feeding her friggin' oatmeal or whatever.
Yeah.
And the kid's like, like drooling all over his hands and stuff. And I was just like, there's part of me that's like, ugh. I just went from so cute to so nasty.
Dude, you'd be surprised where your level changes. Like,
He didn't care. I was like, dude, your hand. And he's like, yeah, man, it's whatever.
that's just it. Is you will see once you have kids so many awful things that your bar raises for what like brings up your gag reflex. Like, I used to be very similar to you. Like, you'd see somebody like being messy with food and you're just like, oh God, that's gross. Meanwhile, like, I have had a baby shit so hard that it came out the diaper and up the spine. And you just dive in. You're like, oh, got to clean that off. Like it's dust on your like television. Like, oh, I'll just clean that off. Everything will be fine. No problem.
Yeah.
No worries. Like there's just it's the way we're built internally. You just go, okay, nope, I'm okay with this now, and that's fucked. Because I miss being grossed out by things that for my own safety.
Yeah,
There's
and-
no way that all these germs are good for me.
And I don't want anyone listening being like, oh, like Brock hates kids or anything. I don't.
He does. He does, but he doesn't want you to think that.
I don't hate all kids. There's a lot of kids that I don't like. You know, sometimes you see them and you're like, you're a little shit.
Hate is a strong word.
Hate is a strong word. I don't hate kids, but I don't think it's for me. And a lot of times when I tell people this, like, they look at me like I'm the devil.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
The way people react to the idea of, you know, if you don't have kids, you have a certain level of freedom, both in travel, in your obligations, in your finances.
Well, the thing is a lot of people do the thing where they're always like, you don't know what life is until you have kids. Like, it's a joy that you'll never experience. And I'm like, yeah, I've also never smoked crystal meth, but, you know.
I've never chased the dragon. And I hear it's great the first time, but I think I'm okay not doing it.
I do feel like there is this thing that people who have kids do where they like say it's all great.
Sure.
And then you are to have a kid and they're like, sucks, fucker. Welcome to the club.
Gotcha, bitch.
Yeah,
100%. It's, I mean, listen, I love my kids. They have given me many, many moments of joy in the 9 and now 11 years that they've been on this planet. And then also equally incredible amount of stress. You know, I'm broke. I have to, I can't even go out to a restaurant.
You lost your hair.
I went bald, for fuck's sake. I love my kids, but I certainly wouldn't look at anybody who's like, we've thought about it. We've done the math. I don't think kids are for me. I would never look at them and be like, you're missing out. Like, do what makes you happy. If that's having kids, that's great. You will find happiness in there. Unless they grow up to be like Menendez kids or something like that.
Sure. Dude, that's the other thing, man, is like, I don't know. Like, I think about things that I hate about myself, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to have someone be around me, or like, I don't know if I can raise someone, stuff like that. And then the other thing is I think I'm at the point where I think I'm okay with being an uncle, where, my friends and family like are having kids.
Yeah.
And I can get it in small doses.
Right. Yeah. Without the obligation, right? You can have those moments of like, go play with the kid, be proud, go to their sports games or whatever.
I can watch a kid for like a weekend or something,
right.
And then that's it.
And then you're done with it. You can go back and, go on a bender and watch the Leafs game. Like, you don't have to worry about the obligation. Like, I could just picture it's the Stanley Cup Finals, and in this imaginary universe, the Leafs are in it. It's Game 7. It's going to overtime, and the baby starts crying. That baby's not getting picked up in your house. That baby is being ignored until the game is over.
Do I want to give another generation, like, generation trauma being a Leafs fan? Yeah. That doesn't seem fair to him.
Also, we talked about this on the radio show a while ago. We hit 8 billion people on this planet.
There's enough people.
Not all that long ago. We should not be pressuring more people to have more kids. It's okay if we slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
As long as like our population is still growing, like, because I know there's some countries where they've hit a tipping point where like there's too many old people and not enough young people to keep the population growing. But like if we just flatten out for a little bit, that's probably not the worst thing in the world for our planet.
Yeah.
Not everybody. There's already some couple living in a trailer park in Huntsville, Alabama that's got 19 fucking kids, and every one of them's on dependents of some sort. We don't need you to also have a baby.
I like to think my kids are the ones that are playing junior hockey, Like I get to watch these kids develop. I get to watch them go to the NHL.
Yeah.
If they end up playing for the Leafs, like an Easton Cowan or something. That's one of my children right there.
That's your boy right there. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Makes perfect sense to me. And you didn't have to pay a lick of his sign-up money for hockey. You didn't have to buy him sticks. You didn't have to drive him to a tournament on a Saturday morning.
That's the thing, too, man, is I think about, like, the things my parents had to do, or even the shit that I did as a kid.
Yeah.
I do feel like if you were a shithead teenager or kid, there's got to be some karma that's coming back your way, man.
Absolutely. Well, that's every parent says that to their kids, right? I hope one day you grow up and you have a kid that's just like you.
People say that to their kids.
You don't realize it. My mom said it to me. My mom was like, I hope one of your kids is just like you. And I grew up and I was like, they are. They are just like me, and I'm so sorry.
Yeah. I mean, wouldn't mind stealing my kid's weed, but other than that.
Yeah, well, on the other side of it, I was the kid. I stole my mom's weed.
Yeah.
So it's a double-edged sword.
I just know of like all the dumb shenanigans and tomfoolery that like used to get up to in high school. Like I would not believe anything that my kid says, or it'd be like the biggest 180 where your kid's the polar opposite of you, right? Like
right.
I think if I did have a kid, in my mind I'd be like, you're gonna play hockey, like you're gonna snowboard, all this stuff. I'll teach you how to skateboard.
Yeah.
And then if I had a kid who was like, I don't want to do any of that, I just want to play video games, I do think that would crush me. But obviously, if you're a parent, if you're a good parent,
right? Yeah. You support them in
you
whatever
support
they
them,
want.
whatever you.
But you would have some certain expectations. Like my oldest liked wrestling for a time, doesn't care about it anymore. I've tried with both of them to get them into football. My other favorite sport, they don't care about that. My oldest is an artist, loves to draw. I can't relate. I was fucking terrible at art.
Yeah.
I can't draw a stick figure to save my life.
I remember going to go watch a couple of years ago a Leafs game with my buddy, and he's sitting with his kid, and he's got him in a jersey and stuff or whatever there, and he's like all fidgety, and it's like 5 minutes into the first period, and he's like, "Can I go play Minecraft? This is boring." And he's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I keep trying to get him into hot," and I'm like, that's the thing that's got to be tough as a parent, where you want to pass on your likes and passions to them, and they don't give a crap.
You have it in your head that's like, I have a little friend that I can now experience things with. And then there's the additional fees, right? Of like, now if I want to go to a game, I got to buy 2 tickets. I got to buy a ticket for my kid. If I'm getting food, I got to buy them food. And then they sit there and they go, "Can I play games on your phone?" And you're just like, maybe we just stay. Like, I've taken my kids to a number of Jays games. I've had an opportunity to. I'm very lucky to be able to do that. And it was about 2 years ago that we had a family discussion of like, we're going to wait a few years before we go to another one, because 9 innings of baseball is more than either of them gives a shit about.
Yeah.
We get to the 3rd inning and they're like, "Can we just go walk around?"
Sharing your passions with your kid is almost like when someone shows you a YouTube video and you're like,
unless that YouTube video is of the Brock and Dalby show, in which case you should try and pay attention.
Yeah. On that note, we'll safe travels up north to Rock on the River. If you're going and you're going to be out in Timmins, say what's up to Dalby.
Yeah, what do we? Biff Naked, the Headstones are going to be there. It's going to be a very fun. Pop Evil's going to be playing. It's going to be a fun show. I'm very excited. Make sure you come and say hi if you're in the area, and if not, hopefully this isn't the last you hear of me.
Yeah.
Hopefully I don't die on the highway.
If you can't find them, just smell the roast beef and
stop fucking. Oh. You know what? I hope you never have kids. You'll bully them.
All right, y'all keep it sexy.
Bye, everybody.
Want to be a part of the podcast?
Leave a message on the Bad Line.
The Bad Line is the answering machine for the Brock and Dalby Show.
To get the number, text the word BAD to 762-555.
Thanks for listening to the Brock and Dalby podcast.